Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to episode number 21 of The Adventure Continues, a Star Trek discussion, a bi-weekly Saturday night show where each and every time the show goes live, we talk about a specific episode of either the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, in the case of tonight, Voyager, Enterprise, or one of the movies with either a guest or I talk about it with you on a solo mission. But tonight we are going to spend Valentine's Day. If anybody, has a significant other that they are spending Valentine's Day with, you believe in it or, you're indifferent to it. But we are going to be spending this Valentine's Day watching a fun episode from season 3 of Deep Space Nine that aired after the two-part season premiere for season 3 called The Search. The Search was the episode that introduced the Defiant. We encountered not just the Dominion for the second time on screen, but also Odo's people, who are known as the Founders. Now, in tonight's episode, The House of Quark, this is centered around the Ferengi bartender known as Quark, the titular character. And in this episode, it starts off with a Klingon coming into his bar. He's drunk, he's belligerent, and he tries to kill Quark. And of course, things end up happening. It goes back to the Klingon homeworld, and an interesting plot of developments actually starts to occur. But I will let you all watch it and see it for yourself because I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But this heavily centers around Armin Shimmerman's character of Quark. And also, you have Max Grodnick, who plays Quark's brother Rom in this episode as well. Of course, you have appearances by regulars Avery Brooks and Terry Farrell, among others. But I hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday. And of course, I do want to say hello to as well. I hope you're doing well tonight. And also, I want to say hello to Helion, who goes Valentine's Day, and she's throwing up about it. I know some people still believe in true love. Some people believe in love in general and Valentine's Day and everything centered around it. And some people are indifferent to it. But I just thought, you know what? Maybe not a heavily romantic episode, but a good fun episode that involves Ferengi and the Klingons. Of course, the Klingons are my favorite Star Trek species, and the Klingons always say it's a good day to die. Well, in this episode, you might get a few laughs if you're familiar with the characters. If you're not familiar with the characters, then my best suggestion for you is to watch Deep Space Nine from season 1 and catch up to season 3. Of course, I do also want to say hello to the princess of YouTube, Leia Rose. It's great to see you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Leia Rose. Yeah, it's one of the better Ferengi centered episodes. A lot of times they would use the Ferengi as comic relief, especially after their failed debut in The Last Outpost, where they came off just horribly. Have them hiss and talk with a whisper. It just didn't work well in the Next Generation episode, The Last Outpost. But I still strongly believe that when it came to Deep Space Nine, that the writers of Deep Space Nine were able to redeem not just Quark as a Ferengi, but the Ferengi as a whole. Especially when you think about Quark's nephew Nog and how he enters Starfleet because he doesn't want to end up like his father, who's going to be working his whole life in hopes that maybe someday he can inherit Quark's bar. No, Nog wanted to make something of himself. So, if you would like to watch the episode, if you look at the pinned link over on YouTube and Rumble, you will be able to join me over in Cosme to watch this episode. Of course, I will be talking about it as it goes along, just to try to get everybody up to speed as best I can. But if everybody is ready, I'm going to go ahead and start the episode over on the Cosby side. So I'll see you there. Mhm. Mourn the frequent patron of Quark's Bar. Welcome over to the Cosby side, Helion. All yeah, this isn't going to go well. So, blood wine is, as you would expect, the wine of the Klingon people. It's very toxic to the human anatomy. So there is an episode later on in Deep Space Nine where the human crew members who want to drink it have to take a special pill in order to alleviate the side effects. And here's how this episode all puts everything in motion. Lady Mist, it's good to see you. And Quark can't believe it because that Klingon is now dead. He fell into his own knife. And like every time we have the Avenger continues a Star Trek discussion, I do let the intro play. Why? Because I like the intro. I especially like the season 4 intro where they, you know, give the opening theme a little bit more of an And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Deep Space Nine, it ran from 1993 to 1999, started in January of 1993, and ended in May of 1999. In total, 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine aired in syndication. It was the follow up to Star Trek The Next Generation. And of course, during Deep Space Nine's third season on the United Paramount Network, they debuted Star Trek Voyager, starring Kate Mulgrew as Captain Catherine Janeway. And of course, after Deep Space Nine ended in 1999, that left Voyager as the sole show until it ended in 2001. And then in the fall of 2001, we got Star Trek Enterprise, although at the time it was simply known as Enterprise. And Mary Kay Adams is the soap opera actress. She plays a Klingon woman in this episode. You'll find out who she is here in a little bit. See, Quark's already come up with the cover story. All Quark cares about as a businessman is making sure that he lines his pocket. And of course, this is written by Ronald D. Moore. He wrote uh, quite a few episodes involving the Klingons, help expand the Klingon lore and how the Klingons were as a civilization. And you see Quark's exaggerating here. We know what really happened. And that's Rosalind Chow, who plays Chief Miles Edwards O'Brien's wife, Keiko. She's a botanist. Tim, it's good to see you. We are watching The House of Quarks. How are you doing tonight, Tim? Awesome, awesome. True, too. She was on MASH. Keiko's having her own moment, having to close the school that was on the station. Some people don't like Keiko O'Brien. Some people like Keiko O'Brien. I didn't like her. I didn't hate her. Whenever I saw her, it's like, oh, Keiko's in this episode. I always love it when you have a scene between Rene Auberjonois as Odo and Armin Shimmer as Quark. You know, it is that odd couple kind of relationship, but they just really worked well together. How's your day been, Lady Mist? Yes, she did. She did. She's been in a few shows, a few movies, and see, under pressure, Quark admitted the truth. What story is Quark going to go with here? Hmm. I don't think Kozak's brother is buying the story 100%. And Kaplaz a Klingon greeting it. I think it means success. I could be wrong. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I didn't think you meant, Kozak's brother having Quark pinned against the wall. No, the food actually does look good. Yeah, lots and lots of snoo snoo. Uh huh. We know what Miles and Keiko did. And now she's sad because she has nothing to do with the school closed. Look at all that latinum. Yes. Tim says, I like the idea how they dealt with Nana Visitor being pregnant. Yeah, she was pregnant at the time, so they came up with, all right, Keiko gets injured. We need to transfer the baby into another room. Well, let's transfer the baby over to Major Kira. Pat, good to see you. Smashing the like buttons. Nice. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, so a little information on Mary Kay Adams, who's playing Grill Cup. It says, of course, she was an American actress, but she was born on September 12th, 1962, in Middletown, New York. Sorry, New Jersey. She is best known for her roles in various television series, including her portrayal of Grilka in Deep Space Nine. And her career highlights are being on The Guiding Light. She was also on Babylon 5. And let's see what else she was in. All right. So she was in Muppets Take Manhattan, uncredited. She was in See No Evil, Hear No Evil as Dr. Bennett. She was in Born Yesterday, uncredited. She was in Satan's Little Helper, credited as Fan. That was as of 2004. She was on Guiding Light in different years, 84 to 87. Then she came back in 90. Then she left the show and didn't come back until the 98-99 season. She was also in 2002 and 2005. She was in 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage, and that was in 1991. She was in Jake and the Fat Man, As the World Turns, Traps, of course, Babylon 5, Deep Space Nine, Fast Company, The Crew, Land's End, The Home Court, The John Larroquette Show, Dark Skies, Everybody Loves Raymond, Diagnosis Murder, Roseanne, Third Watch, Law and Order, and All My Children. See, that's how Klingon women take charge. If they want you to marry them, they'll hold a knife at your throat. Now there's a twist. Klingon marriage ceremonies are fast in this case. And for anybody who's going, huh, what? Jet Z has been a husband and a wife. She's a trill. The symbiote inside her has lived 7 lifetimes at that point. And at most, trills can only live 800 years. Well, symbiotes. See, Miles is a loving, caring husband trying to give Keiko a space that becomes her space for that she could go to and concentrate on the work that she loves, and that's botany. And I will ask that you hit the like button, share out the stream, whether you repost it, whether you share it out on social media. I would greatly appreciate it. And there's Robert O'Reilly as Galron, Chancellor of the Klingon High Council. When she calls you and says, enter husband, you better enter. How's the episode running over on Cosme for everybody? Galeron can't believe it. There's a Klingon house, and it's being ruled by a Ferengi, a sniveling little toad, as a lot of Klingons would refer to the Ferengi as. She's trying to come up with a plan. Yep, we just learned the state of Groko's house while it was under Kozak. So, for those of you that are watching with me over in Cosme, what do you think of this episode? If it's your first time, what do you think of the episode if you've watched it plenty times before? And who do you think came up with the idea for something like an iPad? Star Trek. Of course, blooming soup, what Dr. Bashir's eating is a Vulcan soup. To try to make Keiko happy. Who knows? She might even go back and visit her parents in Yamamoto. See, Quark is doing exactly what he said he would. He's going to restore honor to the house. Lovely teeth, don't you think? Yeah, I like Rilke too. I think Mary Kay Adams did a wonderful job playing her in this episode, and also in the episode where Worf and Jadzia get married. See, Elliot, I know you're not really into Star Trek, sci-fi, but this is the kind of episode where you don't really need to understand the scientific part, the techno babble, anything like that. It's just a fun episode. Quark's brother Rom. No, I didn't watch a lot of soap operas. Of course, when I was younger, I had no choice. You had to put up with it, but I've seen her acted guiding light because my mom would watch it, and Mary Kay Adams is a good actress. Like I said earlier, They're doing it the Klingon way in combat. And Quark just threw down his batleth. Gowron just called Dagor out, and he has been disgraced. As Gowron and the rest of the council will start turning their backs to him, literally. And he's dragged out of the council chambers in humiliation. Watch how a divorce happens in the Klingon Empire. Simple. Plain and simple. No dramatics, no legal precedents. She smacks him, she spits, then she kisses him and leaves. Paddock says Quark's heart grew two sizes that day. Yep, yep. And As you probably already guessed, Molly is Smiles and Keiko's daughter. Ron likes the story so much he wants to hear it again. DJ, good to see you, brother. Hope your Saturday is going well, brother. Yeah, it's a good Ferengi episode. It's something I said in the beginning of the broadcast, but it's one of those where it doesn't make the Ferengi look too silly, even though they can certainly be just that. But yeah, for those of you who haven't watched this in a while, or maybe it was your first time, what did you think of the episode? Let me see what everyone is saying over in the Casme. It's nothing yet, but DJ over on StreamYard is saying, yeah, lets them shine as top accountants. Yeah, it really does. It helped makes up for the last outpost. Oh, you're welcome, but we're not done yet because I did do something, and of course, I did have to use AI to make it, but since it is Klingon related, I want to set it up for you all. So, back in high school, and we're talking, back in my sophomore year of high school, uh, back in '95, I started creating my own Star Trek characters. No, no, see, it's an episode where even a non Star Trek fan could enjoy it, hell yeah. But back in '95, I was a sophomore in high school and I started creating my own Star Trek characters. And I created one who was a Klingon woman who was in Starfleet. And she served aboard the ship that I created, was the second officer on board this crew. And I had a story where the captain had gone missing and she had to go off and look for him. She left the second officer in command of the ship while she went away, but one of the officers tried to stop Keisha because he felt it was too dangerous. He's the ship's counselor and he was very concerned about what might happen. So I created two things with AI centered around that. And I thought I would share it with you all since it does involve the Klingons. So this is the first one.
Keisha, if you confront this enemy, you will die.
Vorlek, my friend, your concern is appreciated. Should death meet me in battle today, then today is a good day to die.
So that was the first one. For like I said, is the ship's counselor and very concerned because they have a close friendship. So he beams down. He says, "Do you really want to do this?" And basically, in the story, she says, "Yes, I'm going to do this." And the next one I'm going to show you is from the standpoint of encountering the aliens who have the captain and a couple other crew members.
Should death come our way in the upcoming battle, a true Klingon warrior does not fear death, for a true warrior of the Empire knows that today is a good day to die.
She can handle business. She can be both a diplomat and a Klingon at the same time. But let me get a third one here for you all. Let me just get it uploaded and then I'll show it to you. Let's see. No, that's not it. Now, granted, with it being AI generated and everything, the dialogue doesn't always do exactly what you want it to do, but it gets the point across. So I'm gonna show you all this next one, and in order to create it the way I wanted it, I had to be very descriptive with the prompts, be very exact with what kind of scenery I wanted and everything. Okay, so that is ready. So here's the third one, third and final one.
Keisha, you will die if you confront him.
Vorlek, my friend, should today is a pre of today.
Then we go together.
Basically, what it was supposed to say was, should we die, then may we die with honor. But with it being AI, you know how it always messes up wording. But I think my favorite is,
Should
of
death
course,
come our way in the upcoming battle, a true Klingon warrior does not fear death, for a true warrior of the Empire knows that today is a good day to die.
But I've always been a fan of the Klingons, and they're great characters. You have Grilko who's introduced. You have, of course, Worf. You have Commander Kern, Kane, and Koloff, and of course, Gowron started off as a great character. You have Chancellor Mortok, and well, again, Pat, I had to be very specific about what I wanted in the particular scene because you're only allowed 10 seconds on the one I was using. So I had to make sure that I put in enough that told the AI what I wanted, but not too much where the AI got confused. Like that last one, I think I probably put in a little bit too much, and that's why the dialogue got messed up. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to convey too in that third clip I was trying to go back to when I would write my fan fiction and everything. What words I would use, and try to think what words I would use in that particular moment. Yeah, they are. They have each other's backs. And honestly, well, that would be great to have something like that in a Star Trek series, don't you think? She may not be the captain, he may not be the captain, but guess what? They're comrades in arms, and they're going to go and save the captain and their other friends, the other crew. No, of course, I would love to do something that's a full length, but with Paramount stipulations, you can only have something that's at most 15 minutes. So, if I did something like that, they'd be short stories, but try to, get as much information out there to everybody to where you're not lost. You can follow it easily, and any techno babble that needs to be in the scene is in there. You know, in the most part, try to make it feel like actual Star Trek. Yeah, I can. But again, I was just messing around with some AI, and I thought, you know what? Let's try this. Let's try this and see how it works. I'm not saying I would upload it to the channel. I probably would use the adventure continues as a way to show these clips, but you know, we don't have these big productions. We don't have the money to pay actors, do the special effects. So why not use AI to just create something fun? I don't need to make a profit off it. Just create something fun, and that conveys that there are fans out there that know how Star Trek should look, how Star Trek should feel. Yes, in the clips that you've seen, especially the one clip, I did want the characters to be wearing more that first contact style, Deep Space Nine, season later season 4 going into season 5 style of uniform, because that's the particular era of Star Trek that this story was taking place in originally. So that's why I put it. But yeah, and as far as the House of Quark, I thought originally, I was gonna maybe go with another episode dealing with the Ferengi, and it was a season 4 episode of Next Generation where it involves Counselor Troy and her mother being kidnapped by the Ferengi. But then I thought, nah, let's go for a better episode than that, and we're gonna go with the House of Quark. But does anyone else have something that they would like to say? You know what? Maybe I'll show you guys one other one real quick. No, not that. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this one. So give me a second to show you all this one. I put a lot of thought when I was doing the prompts. All right, that should be it. All right, here we go.
Keisha, my friend, if you confront this enemy, you will die.
Vorlek, your concern is appreciated. Should death meet me in battle today, then today is a good day to die.
Then we go together.
Notice how I gave them more of the earlier DS9 style uniforms that were used also in Voyager. And of course, the beaming effect, you can't really do anything about that. You can't make it look exactly like a transporter beam, but it is what it is. Again, I won't be putting anything like this up as its own separate thing on the channel. It'll just be something. If I create something, I'll show it during the adventure continues if it's pertinent to the episode, if it's related to what's going on in the episode. Yeah, it can. It absolutely can. With trying to let the AI know exactly what it is you're looking for, what kind of effect you're looking for. Heck, I even did one for fun just to have it animate my avatar. I could show you all that if you want to see it. If you don't want to see it, I'll show it to you tomorrow. DJ says, like, I'm not even sure how I'd get a better transporter beam. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm still playing around with that. Well, that's one way to try it. That's one way to try it, because I will be showing you guys something I did that's Transformers related, and I did use screenshots for it to help create it. But that's tomorrow, not tonight. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be something I'll play around with just to see. Maybe. Maybe, but also, check and see how it generates, that scene, and maybe you can do some editing and something like DaVinci to, you know, make it look like the character's coming in at a specific moment. I don't know. Just something to play around with. Oh yeah, you do. You really do. Image to video with prompts definitely gives a bit more control. All right. I will try it. Combine the AI workflow with DaVinci is my thought. All right. The censorship is bad. Oh, is it the one with Reggie? Is that the one that you're talking about, DJ? The one with Reggie? If you don't mind me playing it on the stream, I'll play it on the stream. Oh, I think I missed that one. Okay, I'll play it on the stream. I most certainly will. Let me just get it into a position where I can share it. And I'll make sure I have the volume up so you all can hear it. And I'll share my screen. All right, so this is from DJ's channel. If you're not subscribed to DJ, click on to his name, click the three dots, and subscribe to him. So let's go ahead and
Status
play.
link acquired. Rover 9's dump shows ugly micro-pitting on the forward plates and a filament colony hitchhiking the port rail. Ron, route me maintenance corridor C12 and keep the particle screen biased 5% starboard. I'm not interested in becoming a glitter trail. Skate sled online. Bearings sound true. Mag trucks are green. And yes, I brought the rocket, uploading my path to
I love how it has the reflection as he's going through the Jeffries tube.
flight deck control. Firing assist and wear sailing. Hands, don't fail me. Knees, try not to dent the bulkhead. Telemetry shows shield integrity 94. Particulate density nominal. Stars look judgmental. Dropping comms ping so they don't shoot the polite robot on a skateboard doing 40. Bleeding speed. Switching to soft wheels. I've got the source vein growth in the corners, pulsars in the
Yeah,
duct.
some version it
Whoever
did
left
the
the door cracked
reflection,
owes me
others it
coffee.
didn't.
Hello, trouble. Thermal nodes. Rhythmic parasitic power draw at 6 hertz. I'm tagging, scraping, and lighting a counterfeit. Ron, cue the scrubbers.
You had to combine both. Yeah, exactly what we were talking about before. Having to combine some elements to make it work. All right. Let's see. Well, the audio was low anyway, and I put it up as high as it would go. If you want to hear it for yourself, Helion, go ahead and click on that link that DJ put in there. Oh, nice. So you did your own style of animation, continuing it from one point to the next. Nice, DJ. Pretty cool. And see, I've got nothing against the use of AI as long as it's used as a tool, and if you're creating something for fun and you're not looking to make a profit from it. A local model and no cloud, even better. And the anime short was done on Grok. Yeah. There are a lot of AI sites out there. A friend of mine's husband uses an app and can use Trump's voice. Very nice. But yeah, I do have a couple more that I will show you, but I'll show you tomorrow night on Pop Talk. Barrett and Cash have already seen them, and I did post these same two to X. So if you've already seen them, then you know which ones I'm referring to. But again, just doing it as you know, a little fun thing on the side, not looking to make profit, just having fun. But everybody, I appreciate you joining me here tonight for episode number 21 of the Adventure Continues, a Star Trek discussion for the episode of The House of Quark. Let's see. yeah, I could hear Trump's voice saying that. Yeah, I totally get that too, and you know, even using the images of famous people for the fact that you might be told to remove that video because of that fact. But I do appreciate everybody joining me tonight for episode 21 of The Adventure Continues. Now, in a couple of weeks, Anonymous is going to be joining me. I just need to hear back from him on the episode that we are going to be watching. So then I can tell you in a future episode of Pop Talk. Yeah, definitely. But to everybody who was here, and we had Padawannabe on both the YouTube and Rumble side. We also had the princess of YouTube herself, Leia Rose, as well was here. Good to see you. As was. Sorry. Why do I keep saying as well when it's as was? I gotta keep telling myself when I see your name as was, it's as was, not as well. Even if I have to hit myself in the forehead a few times. But Lady Miss, thank you for being here. Tim, thank you for being here. Of course, Pata and DJ Ronnie G, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it all. Just to let you all know, tomorrow we will be talking about something that is related to AI and an AI video that has gone viral. So, everything from tonight, even what you'll see tomorrow, it's all related to that article as well. And of course, we'll be talking about a few other things on Pop Talk, one of them being, of course, the weekend box office. And, you know, we're going to have a good time. We're definitely going to have a good time. And it's always good to see you, brother. It's always good to see everybody here. And you know what? I appreciate the support. You put up with me during Pop Talk. You put up with me during this show, during the game streams, whether I'm in a good mood, whether I'm, acting like a Klingon and I'm in a foul mood because of the game. Just know, and I will keep repeating myself. If you ever hear me yell during a game stream because I'm getting frustrated, it's not directed at anybody in the chat, anybody listening, anybody lurking. It's directed at the game because I'm getting frustrated with the game. And, I've gotten to the point where that's where my attitude shifts instead of just keeping quiet about it, because honestly, I won't keep quiet about it. But good night to you as well, Helion. I hope the weekend's going well for you too. And let's see. Pata says, an occasional curse is healthy. Yeah, but you listened to me last night during Evil West when you were over on the Phantom Hooligans. You heard how I was cursing because how that game was acting in 2-player co-op. It's like I said to Cashier in that stream, that battle against William Rentier in the game, that took a lot longer than it should have. Because that game definitely does have glitches when you're playing 2-player co-op. It doesn't have those glitches, not itches, when you're playing single player, but when you're doing the 2-player co-op, for some reason it has glitches that unfortunately haven't been addressed. But Cash and I will get that game done. And I'm sure we'll all find out tomorrow exactly when he plans to schedule that stream so we can get the game finished. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Foe's here. Foe, thank you for stopping in, brother. Just as I'm about to wrap up. You made it just in time, brother. It's good to see you. Yeah, it has been good, Foe. I hope your day has been well. I hope you and the missus have had a happy Valentine's Day. And I always appreciate seeing you and so many other people stop in from the Rumble side. And let me go ahead and look, speaking of the Rumble side, and see who's out there. You know what? Let's see. Oh, he just ended. Never mind. I'm going to be late reading his stream. Let's see. Who else is live? I can't read myself. You know what? Let's go ahead and raid Red Snub. Let's go ahead and do that. I haven't rated him yet. So if you're over on the Rumble side, I'm going to put the link in there in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and raid Red Snub. And Fo says, I do need to order her random Tuesday tulips, though. Yeah, and says our anniversary is the 11th, so my wallet gets a pass. Nice. Very nice. But happy anniversary to you and your wife. So there we go. Let's go ahead and raid Redsnom if you're over on the Rumble side. And until next time, everybody, appreciate you being here for The Adventure Continues, the Star Trek discussion. May you all live long and prosper.